you. This is KAZI 88.7 FM. If you're local, you got that all the way to the left. That's if you got that. If you got a dial on your radio. I hope there's somebody out there that still has a dial. If not, you programmed it and you had to go all the way to the bottom to program that. And then for those of you who are streaming, we appreciate you being on our website. That's KAZIFM.org. Some are on the TuneIn app. You can just search KAZI, and then you can join us every Friday from 10 to 12 Central Daylight Time. Jamal January bringing us in. Double J, how you feeling?
I'm doing good. How about yourself? Double J. I haven't heard that since Like Mike 2 Street Ball. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Good nickname.
I hesitated because I was gonna go J squared.
J squared. No,
because you and I were talking about some weirdness and some quirkiness. I'm a math dude.
That was my nickname in middle school. J
okay,
squared.
J squared.
I mess with the number 4 really heavy.
One day, brother. Yeah. One day. You ain't gotta do it on air.
Yeah.
Because that would be counterproductive. But you're gonna give me the background story of who you really are and what you're running from.
Absolutely.
Because Jamal January, and that's all. That sound made up. That sound like a made up name if there ever was. What you running from something?
I swear.
Literally and figuratively. Those who don't know, he ran track for Abilene Christian University.
Sure did.
And what had happened was, when they first was on the run as a family, he left his family.
No.
And so Mama said, "Dang, boy, you probably should do this running thing. When we get to where we get to, you keep running." And then that's how you ended up getting to college, right? Am I close on your origin story?
Any of my family that's listening, I'm sorry, this dude is putting disrespect on my last name.
Hey, they all gonna be in the parking lot right on the before we get to the first break. They gonna be waiting for me.
But you did mention Abilene Christian. I want to give the Abilene Christian football team a shout out. They made it to the FCS playoffs. They lost in the second round to North Dakota State, but it was nice to see them.
That's a good team to lose to.
Yeah, that's a great team to lose to.
To be honest.
But yeah, made it to the second round. Won their conference championship game in the they combined the WAC schools and the I think it was I want to say Atlantic Sun schools or something. One of those conferences.
Yeah.
And they combined the two to make the United Athletic Conference. And yeah. Sad to say they're probably never going. Well, I'm not gonna assume that they're never going back, but they're probably not gonna go back because the Maverick, the quarterback Maverick, just entered the transfer portal. Yeah. He threw for 500 yards against Texas Tech in Week 1.
Good Lord.
Yeah. And that was his former team, so yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a great thing when you have opportunities like that for the school. Maybe that puts the school on the map, and now people realize. Absolutely. Because I mean, here in Texas, when you think in football schools, I mean,
UT.
No disrespect to y'all, man, but they're further down, and so someone may say, "Man, I got to go out of state. I got to go out of Texas to go get a little bit of shine." But then somebody might say, "Hey, remember? You remember Abilene?
Yeah,
they was in the championship against North Dakota State. Everybody was watching it. I know that was on SportsCenter because SportsCenter loves North Dakota State. Are they the Jackrabbits?
The Bisons.
They're the Bisons. Okay,
South Dakota State.
South Dakota State is the
Jackrabbits.
Yeah, because those two.
Yeah.
So if for no other reason, you gonna get on SportsCenter if you're part of them. Now North Dakota State though.
Yeah.
Trey Lance came from there, right?
He sure did.
Okay.
And so did there was another QB. It's gosh.
The
backup for the Chiefs, Carson Wentz. There we go.
Wentz. Yeah, I was gonna say Wanky. Wentz. Yes.
First rounder too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about to become quarterback. Trey Lance is gonna have to do something though.
He does.
And Wentz, I mean, he got that big contract.
I think we're wrong. I think no, it is Trey Lance. I was thinking of Jordan Love for some reason. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Trey
yeah.
Lance. Yeah, you're right.
Jordan Love came
Utah State.
Yeah. Okay. Good job, man.
Yeah.
Man, you all over that. That's Utah's on. I am getting a lot of attention from Utah.
Yeah.
How about this? Number 1 basketball player in the nation.
In the nation?
Utah.
From Utah, like the University of Utah? Or?
No, he committed to.
Yeah, he committed to BYU,
high
right?
school, and he's gonna stay in state.
Yeah,
because BYU said, brother, you ain't got to. Sort of like what I said about Abilene, you ain't got to go out of state. We can get that money right here. Yeah. Well, you know what? We're gonna come back to that because I would like to talk to you about. For those who don't know, Bill Belichick, Super Bowl winning, dynasty building champ is now going to college.
He sure is.
And I don't want to throw shade. I don't want that to sound like he's going down because the brother's good. Yeah. He already had enough money, and then he's making good money in front of the camera.
Yeah.
and he's doing commercials. But when you want to do something, you should do something.
Absolutely. I agree.
And if there's, because I allege this, I've said it before in this program, I think there's an ageist problem right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
Nobody wants the old coach.
Okay.
And that's why we have all these young coaches. I mean, it's kind of coincidental. We got a bunch of young faces, a lot of dudes, former players, barely 40 years old, and now they at the helm. When before, you couldn't find a coach under 40.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I'm 40. but you're still jobless in the NFL. That's why you got to hang out at Oklahoma State. So I believe that Bill Belichick said, oh, y'all ain't checking on me? Watch this. Yeah. And go down to UNC. And, yo, a lot of I know we're streaming all over the world. Give me one place in Europe, Jamal, where we at right now. I know I see somebody over there.
Saxony, Germany.
Oh, Deutschland, wunderbar. Here's the thing. If nobody else wants you, pull up to the person that wants you, and make that money, have some fun, extend your career, and that's what you got to do. It's just that those of us who are local, maybe not in Saxony, in Germany, but those of us local, we know the name Mac Brown.
We sure do.
And where was Mac Brown after he left Texas?
UNC.
Okay.
Well, he was on ESPN for a while.
Yeah.
On the air.
So they don't mind an old coach, air quotes, and Bill Belichick realizes that. And yo, I done travel. We make the jokes about how many places I've lived, and look, I've lived in North Carolina,
the Harlem Globetrotters.
And let me tell you about, they call that the research triangle.
Yeah.
You got Raleigh Durham, you got Wake Forest, you got Greensboro. Look, that's a beautiful place. I will put that triangle up against any other place to live in America if you are Jamal January and Jamal January demographic. I'm talking your age. Yep. I don't want to get into your personal life. Let me just say you're single. So you're a good-looking guy. You're a fit dude. You over there, you're killing the game. You can call your shots. Now, we know 72-year-old Bill Belichick's like I'm young. His girl might be older than you. I think she's 27.
Yeah, I think she is.
I think she's the reverse of his age. But I'm just saying, you want to be young and vibrant and in that energy, that's not a bad place for him to be. Yeah. So I'm also going to say it's kind of strategic for him.
I'm thinking I give Bill 2 years before he gets that program right and everything. You know, guy has probably one of his old GMs coming in too, so they're gonna get that NIL stuff right. And everything. Who knows? We gotta have a money guy. Well, literally, what Dion did at Colorado, we can watch Bill Belichick do it at North Carolina, and that baby blue is a nice color with Jordan brand too. So,
let's be honest. Dion was one quarter away, one football quarter away from being in the college football playoff.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not, no disrespect to the Big 12 championship, right? But I think they would have liked to have had Colorado in, because more people would have been looking at that game.
Yeah,
it might have been more competitive.
It's no might. It would have. I was at the game. I was at the game watching it with my dad and my friend. Yeah,
that's cool.
So like I told Travis on air before, we were trying to plan it out. We were like, okay, if Colorado makes it, Dion's coming back to Dallas. Them tickets are gonna be expensive. We're gonna buy the tickets we bought the tickets at, I think, week 10. Then of course the next week Colorado plays Kansas and gets blown out and gets knocked out of it.
Kansas, everybody hates y'all after this.
When we were trying to sell them back, it wasn't going for the market value. So we were like, all right, let's just make the drive and go watch it. Which that was my first time in Jerry's World. Humongous inside.
I've never been.
Atmosphere. Yeah, it's a good atmosphere inside. But yeah, we sat on Iowa State's side, and them fans were angry. Angry. Yeah, but at the same time, Arizona State put on a good game. But yeah, trust me, everybody in that building knows, like, yeah, Colorado would have put up a way better effort. There were people there too wearing Colorado gear, and so that was
they had the same idea.
They had the same idea.
And more importantly, you know what? It don't even matter if Iowa State would have done a better game. Arizona State eventually won. So let's just say, Arizona State won it all that shine. They wanted that energy. They wanted Colorado fans in there because they know it would have been a party and they wanted to dance on that party. Okay, so I was gonna get to this a little bit later. You going to Alamo Bowl?
No, I'm not. I'm going to a music festival instead.
See, my wife said, man, you could go. Oh, you could go. Because I was going to get the ticket. She said, oh, you can go. Well, you can stay here in your own crib with the wings of your choice, beverage of your choice, and me watching it with you. Yeah. And I said, dang. Well, when you put it like that, yeah, I'm going to watch it at the crib. But, man, that's going to be a party. Yeah. It's a once in a lifetime. I implore anyone, if you still have the opportunity to go, you got to go.
Yeah, because they ain't coming back.
No. and we don't know what's going to happen with Deion. So he's gonna stay. And even if he does stay, he won't be doing this again with Travis and his sons. Yeah. It'll still be a different party at that time. All the celebrities going to be there, though.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you name it. This gonna be celebrities out.
Deion's first bowl game.
Yeah. I think everybody gonna be out there. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Man, you got me excited, man. There was stuff I wanted to talk about, but you got me on some. But that Alamo Bowl being right down the block from us, I want to know, anybody hit you up yet? No. Because they think that the Alamo Bowl is right here in Austin because they don't know geography. They don't know the difference in San Antonio and Austin.
Nah, no one's hit me up yet.
Okay.
They'll be. But I will gladly point them in the right direction.
My bad. So what just happened right there is I realized all your friends are smarter than my friends, and their lack of geographical knowledge. Yeah. Yo, Cass was like, "Hey man, what you trying to do?" I ain't trying to do nothing, brother. Okay, I got a bunch of kids in them, and ain't got no space, no room at the end.
You know what is a little interesting to me? We have all of these college bowl games in Texas, but none of them are in Austin. Literally, that's so confusing to me.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah,
maybe we need to build it.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's about time we put on for Westlake, Lake Travis. When some of these big time schools come over from Houston and from Dallas, maybe we should have a stadium for that environment. Maybe we could start hosting some state championship games here in Austin.
They used to do it. It was back when I was in elementary school. They had the Battle of the Great Lakes, Westlake and Lake Travis. They had it at UT Stadium. I don't know what happened, why they got rid of that.
Oh, so you say we don't have to build another one. We do it there.
We don't.
Dang.
But I was more so like talking about like college bowl games. Yeah, we got like the Texas Bowl, we got the Alamo Bowl. Yeah. We got I think it's Heart of Dallas Bowl, something like that. Like,
and who don't want to be in Texas when it's cold?
Exactly.
Because it could be worse. You don't want to be in Wisconsin. You don't want to be in Minnesota. You don't want none of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, you on to something. And please, don't nobody want to go up to the Northeast to go play either. It's cold. It's too cold up there.
Way too cold. Snow, blizzards. Yeah. I mean, Jameis Winston likes playing in the snow.
He did Snow Angels.
Yeah, you're right.
At the end of that game,
he sure did.
He a down south boy. You know, when they drafted him, he went straight to Tampa. Yeah, that was all new for him.
That's fine.
And God bless Jameis Winston and keep him in the league. I want him to be I'm not wishing him to be a journeyman, but I want him to stay in the league by any means necessary for years to come because he's so colorful. Absolutely. And I think he will. Okay. So the question. Okay, what?
I got a question for you.
Oh, I had a question for you. Yours first.
Well, my fault. A little bit off topic. Tomorrow, since you are a veteran.
Yes, sir.
Which, by the way, congratulations. Again, I always got to give a shout out to my veterans.
No. My dad too. I appreciate you appreciating it.
Army-Navy game tomorrow. Who you got?
I'm going with the Black Knights.
The Black Knights.
You want to know why? Got a fraternity brother on the team. There even is a dude on the team named D. Washington. Come on, bro. Okay. And I've been texting my brother. Let's shout out Brahim Swanson. He's on the team, and I've been texting him throughout. First of all, I want to see the ring. I told him as soon as y'all get that championship ring, I want to see that. For those who don't know, they won the AAC.
Yep. First year in the conference,
and they got a chip. He's a senior, so this is his last year, and what a great way to go out. So Army beat Navy. Now for those who don't know, I am an Army vet. I'm a military veteran. We pick at each other I know everybody think like we be in a bar and we be fighting, trying to kill each other. Nah, we make fun and jokes, but we all different. You can't say one's better than the other. We do different jobs.
Yeah.
But nah, man. Tomorrow I ain't got no love for no midshipmen. Navy. Hey, do you want to know something about Navy? Navy ships make me feel tall.
Really?
I was on a Navy ship when I was on active duty for a joint event. When you walk through the halls, the portways, brother, I have to duck.
Wow.
So I'm 5'6" for those who don't know, and that's rounding up. For anybody else, man, you know you hitting your head at least twice a day.
Doink.
You gotta be kidding me. I don't know why they ask for that. And then where they live. Now, everybody's got the jokes. You know how in the Army, we sleep out in the middle of the woods. We sleep in the snow. All that's real.
Yeah.
But their living quarters in one room that's the size of your closet, your walk-in closet, about 4 people could sleep in there at one time because they fold their bunks out. When they wake up in the morning, they take turns waking up. Like you wake up first, you got about 10 minutes to get yourself together and get out. It's a little less than that, like 7 to 8 minutes. Then the next guy, like they got to do it in shifts because there ain't enough space in there.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. I don't want to be on no ship. Yeah. But I'm looking for a good game, man. Looking forward to it. Who you got?
I got Army.
Oh, okay.
Just
appreciate you.
No, I'm not gonna say it's gonna. Even though they won the championship, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. Because if there is,
I want a good game.
Yeah, I want a good game, and if a team knows how to prep for a team that runs the wing tee, it's a team that runs the wing tee.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir. All right. So what you asking for? Let me go ahead. You want me to text this now? You want my fraternity brother Brahim? He's gonna have to step up, make a play, take one to the house.
Yeah.
One of the few passes that are going to be thrown, he needs to pick it off, take it to the house.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anytime touchdown. Okay, I'll take that bet.
And then he only plays on one side of the ball, but I'm going to have to ask him to somehow end up on the offensive game plan too.
Yeah.
Get a touch, brother. I need you to. Hey, that's it's good. It's exciting, man. We look forward to it. What I've learned of the military branches, Army, we're the only ones that really take that seriously. Everyone else is kind of. Most people stick with like their hometown team or who they grew up rooting for. It's just that in the Army, like when I was in Iraq for 15 months straight. And so I'm there for Christmas, and you know, we play those games in the chow hall, in the cafeteria. And so, I mean, of course, you're going to be in love with the Black Knights. So I think that's why for us it's ingrained. But the other forces, nah, they ain't checking on them.
Yeah.
Yo, all right. We was talking Jameis Winston. I want to hit this one before we go to break. Will Jameis Winston put on a good show against the Chiefs? It is in Ohio. It's a home game. The Browns are 3-10. They're 2-4 at home though. Yeah. They won 2, and the Chiefs, everybody know, they 12-1. They 5-1 away. Their one loss was away. So can we get some Jameis Winston, some crab leg magic? What can we get?
Magic. Wow.
Too soon?
Yes.
I told you it was colorful, man.
Yeah.
What do you say? Do you think they can? Because they got firepower. And Njoku looks like he might be hurt. Yeah. He's a little hobbled, but James Aiken or Jordan Aiken, the other tight end, is gonna come in and be nice with it. They got firepower. You don't just throw for 500 yards with a bunch of scripts.
The things I've always learned about when it comes to NFL, you can't bet against Patrick Mahomes, man. But another thing too, you can get beat on any given Sunday.
Yes, sir.
So I kind of like the momentum that Jameis has right now. You know, got the Hard Knocks crew out there too.
Yeah. He's for that. Yeah. He's for them cameras.
So you know what? Man, I can't, man. I'm sorry. I was about to, but it's like, okay, the game's probably going to be cold, yes, but the Chiefs have played in 27 degrees before, you know, that playoff game last year against Miami. But, yeah, I'm going with Mahomes in Big Red. Have to, man.
Okay. 512-836-2887. 512-836-2887. We want y'all to call in, be a part of the show. We'll talk about anything. Jamal and I feel comfortable enough that we won't try to distract you from anything else. This isn't the type of show where we only got to talk one certain thing. Man, let's talk about it. If it means something to you, it means something to us.
Someone call in and to us about pickleball, please.
Hey, I started playing last year. Played in a league at work, and I thought I could out athlete a bunch of people because I was like, oh, I play tennis and I'm an amazing athlete. Oh, we good. Nah, son. It's about angles. Some people got skills. You do know you need to know the rules.
Yeah, the rules. The rules is what tripped me up.
Yes. And we did good, and we came up against this one team that you look at them athletically, they were not imposing, but they skills.
They had that finesse.
Man, first of all, they shouldn't even been in our league. That's how good they were.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love pickleball. Friday the 13th.
Oh.
I want to talk to you about that.
Okay.
So most people are scared, unlucky. You and I, we had some conversations. I remember back on Halloween, and Travis and I thought it was generational. We didn't know if y'all was checking on stuff like that. Let's talk sports curses. And let me just see what gets your curse of the Bambino.
Okay.
Mean anything to you? That's big over in the Northeast.
Nah.
That's the Major League Baseball curse. That's from the 86-year championship drought that the Boston Red Sox had between 2018 and 2004. Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
They had an opportunity. Curse of the Billy Goat.
Oh, I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
What's that one?
So that was supposedly placed on the Chicago Cubs Major League Baseball franchise in 1945 while we were at war by the Billy Goat Tavern owner. His name was William Cianis. The curse lasted 71 years from 1945 to 2016. They finally won it. The Honey Bears. Now, this one I did not know about. Okay. The Honey Bears. The Cubs and the White Sox aren't the only teams in Chicago to carry the curses. The Honey Bears, the Chicago Bears, hadn't been... That's what it was supposed to be about for them. And so they were referred to in an inappropriate manner by McCaskey, and finally that ended in 86 when they won that championship. But yeah, there was one on the Bears. Okay, I thought we might have the most legendary. Are there any curses that ring out to you when it comes to that?
Switching sports.
Oh. Good, because I was going to switch.
Yeah, NFL.
Yeah?
That one on I don't know what it's called, but it's the one on the 49ers. That one.
I know the Saints have a cursed stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
49ers?
Every time I hear a Niners fan lose a game or lose a Super Bowl, they're like, we're cursed. And then, like, you know, we saw McCaffrey get hurt, Debo, Brandon playing like trash. George, like down the line.
Okay.
So I was like,
and my fraternity brother's Colin Kaepernick.
Oh yeah,
and so the Kappas is rooting for curses on. It's just since y'all ain't stick with our boy. So for those who may not know, then the San Francisco 49ers, to what Jamal is saying, they've been the subject speculation about the golden curse or bad juju, and it's prevented them from winning the Super Bowl for these last 30 years. And see, some say that the 49ers need an exorcist to break that curse. They've won 5 Super Bowls in the past: 82, 85, 89, 90, and 95.
Yeah.
They've had it, but they ain't got it.
They ain't got it. They literally, last year, I can say this, they had the best roster in the NFL last year. Yeah. They couldn't get
all that talent.
All that talent.
I want to know, their second guys could have been starters anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's facts.
Who was number one? Is Ayuk the number one receiver or Debo?
That's a great question.
Because no matter who you put, one of them is a starter at any other team.
Yeah, that's
especially the Swiss Army knife that is Debo Samuel. And then let me tell you, I got a good fraternity brother that is a 49ers fan.
Yeah.
Antron, call up, brother. Call up. I need to know what y'all gonna do, man. Some incense, some candles. What can y'all do to get from under the golden curse? That's a good one. I really like that one.
You got that one. You also have. My fault. Were you gonna say something else?
I was gonna go to golf.
Ooh, let me hear that.
So
one.
At the Masters,
the
par 3 is the par 3 contest is the curse. So that's one of the most revered tournaments in all of golf. And it has a handful of unique customs, including a ban on cell phones, a mandated white jumpsuit for all caddies, and the champions dinners, in which the previous year's winners gets to decide the menu. Remember, most famously, when Fuzzy Zeller saw that Tiger was going to win, remember he made those comments that there's going to be fried chicken and Fuzzy, come on, brother, you. But the par 3 contest, usually played the day before the tournament officially begins. It's some of the traditions, and not many people want to win it. And that's because since the event's debut in 1960, no one has ever gone on to win the Masters itself after winning the par 3 contest.
Wow.
Since the 1960s, brother. Do that math. That's a long time. So golf is where I wanted to go with that. All right. We got to get to a break. Friday the 13th, but we ain't scared. We here for it. 512-836-2887. You listen to your airwaves. Jamal January, thanks for bringing us back, brother.
Yep.
Doing that work over there on the boards. I'm Douglas Paul Washington II, and you didn't get here by accident. You know you wanted to get that sports. You wanted the coolest sports game on TuneIn app, on definitely on our website. but you know, a couple other places with the best. The Fans View.
Yeah.
Here at KAZI 88.7 FM, broadcasting live from Austin, Texas. And we have someone live. They did call in. You are live on the air.
Hey, what's up? What up?
What up? H-Town in the building. What's up, Mr. Oklahoma?
Yeah, that's right. Man, I got a few things I want to bring up that quick.
Bring it, brother.
Okay, first of all, my Rockets is in the cup. They still alive.
Yes, sir.
Barely.
And
Yes, sir.
I'm very proud of you guys. Hey, help me out, Jamal. I don't want to say it wrong. Ime Udoku.
I think you
Did I get it right?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, that's a great coach. Ask the Boston Celtics. You know, he ran into some personal problems, and it helped out the Rockets. He's a great coach. Last year, what did they win, like 23 in a row or something?
I think so.
And they almost had that respectability, but he got it right this year. So congrats to the Rockets.
Yeah. And I'm happy too. I want to talk about Bill Belichick.
Oh, okay.
Now, Bill Belichick, I wish he'd have went to the Sooners, man, instead of North Carolina.
Hey.
Man, because I'm going to tell you, that Benedict, good God, man, I'm so sick of him, man. But anyway, I got to put up with him, but we have 5 players kick the transfer portal. We got 4 wide receivers and a quarterback.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Hit the transfer portal.
Yeah. So here's what I can tell you. One of the reasons someone like Bill Belichick would have been good for y'all, donors.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to rally around the old ball coach. Someone sit in front of you with, count them up, how many rings that man got? When he sits in front of you with all them rings on, what you going to say? You trying to get to the next level, that's it. Not to mention, you can't, if he possibly is the greatest of all time, which of the donors won't want to show up to one of his events? Sit with him, dine with him, donate, be a part with him. And when it also comes to connections and people knowing of his successes, man, you sit in the room when it comes to recruiting, I guarantee you, your dad, your mom is going to say, well, hey, I don't know about this other coach, but Belichick, he's done it at the highest level, so go with that dude.
Yeah.
So, the Sooners would have benefited.
Yeah, and I tell you, man, it's going to be a different thing for Bill Belichick because of this transfer portal, you know. So it's probably going to help him out a lot more, you know, because it's going to be a lot of players probably want to go to North Carolina because of Bill Belichick. So this is going to be a different environment for him. You know, he never coached college before, so.
One of the best things about being a college coach or any coach, a lot of coaches don't even consider it a job. It's a pleasure for them. See, when he's on TV, you got production meetings. That's boring, right? He's not controlling. He's not in charge. But when you're a coach and you're around the facilities, I bet Bill will tell you some of the best shape in his life has been when he's been a coach. You can just go down the hall and you can get that workout on. You know, you dictate your day. You make the meetings, however long or short they're going to be. This is all to his benefit. He's going to be excited. UNC is about to get a rejuvenated, high energy Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Now I want to talk a little bit about this girl basketball, man. Y'all better watch out for Notre Dame. Notre Dame is taking all the top teams on.
Look at you. So here's what I want to say. After Notre Dame just took down number 2 UConn, for those who don't know, they beat them 79-68. People, I want y'all to know that means they weren't close. You beat somebody by 11 points in college. Hannah Hidalgo, she dropped 29 on them. And number 8 Notre Dame, they ain't gonna be number 8 for longer. they about to. They're legit.
Yeah, they finna move way up.
If you're in a tournament and it's called the Shamrock Classic and you got to play against Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. Come on, talking about, and it's Friday the 13th. You jinx, you cursed, bad juju. You ain't getting that win, and you didn't. UConn. That was their first loss of the season for everybody.
Yeah, look at you. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, you know, Notre Dame beat Texas too.
Yes, I do.
And I think when they beat South Carolina women.
Hey, so do you want to go ahead? Do you want to go ahead and jump on the bandwagon? I want to hear from you now.
Well, no, I'm not really on the bandwagon, but because I watched them last night, man, and they looking real good.
So
especially what's that girl with the glasses on? She been there a long time. What's that girl with the glasses on? I can't think of her name. But man, she's been there a while. You know, she's doing real good.
They did beat Texas, and I want everybody to know they came here to do it. They came here and beat Texas 80-70. And y'all know what I said. That at that time, it was number 4 Texas. Beat them by 10 points. So just like that same energy I got to say about them beating UConn, won't even close. Now, to your point, and that was just 2 games ago that they knocked off Texas, and then to follow that up with UConn, they got people running scared. Now they lost to Utah, unranked Utah. I'm a little shocked about that. They lost to TCU, so they didn't do the Texas sweep. The SC that you're referring to was USC. That's who they beat.
Yeah.
That's with Juju Watkins.
Yeah.
So they didn't play University of South Carolina, if that's where you were going with it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I know South Carolina has lost one game. I forgot who beat them.
Yeah.
I know who beat them. I know who beat them. UCLA.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Okay. You about to sidetrack me. I don't want to sidetrack you. I know you got some other stuff you want to get off, because man, we can get to some women's basketball. Okay, what else you got?
Yeah, well, what I want to bring up, man, is if y'all gonna if y'all gonna look at a high school game, y'all better look at it this weekend, because Westlake played North Shore. North Shore's undefeated.
Yes.
And they play at 2. You can see it at 2:00 on 676, and they're gonna play it again at 7:00. So you got 2 times to look at it. And Westlake, they ready for North Shore this time, because North Shore beat them the last 2 games last year and the year before that. But I'm not gonna miss that game.
Shout out to Mr.
I'm
Oklahoma.
not missing.
Plug in channels.
yeah, he knows. That's a fair. He knows. Hey, he knows. So, who you got your money on, though, brother? You know we gonna ask you who gonna win that and say it with your chest.
Man, you know go with North Shore. They 14, 15, and all. They undefeated.
Yeah. So
and then Vandergrift, Vandergrift is doing pretty good. I don't know if I'll be able to see that game. I would like to see it, but I don't know if they're gonna show it.
Well, that's
they're gonna definitely show. They're gonna definitely show North Shore and Westlake. They're gonna definitely show that. So I showed it, and there's gonna be a lot of college coaches at that game too.
Yes, no doubt. So that's a 2:00 game here Saturday.
Yeah.
Westlake's coming in to match up hot. They've won their last 11. So I put some respect on Westlake Chaparrals. I know I know you liking that North Shore, and Westlake is on a roll. They had a high stakes playoff matchup on Friday, and they walked away with a 24-17 win over Lake Travis. And for those who don't know, Baker Mayfield went to Lake Travis. For those who are not in our area, Baker Mayfield, starting quarterback at the Tampa Bay Bucks right now.
Heisman
and they had some and won the Heisman. Thank you, sir. But Reese Weiss, he threw for 180 yards and 1 touchdown. He only threw the ball 14 times in that win over Lake Travis. That tells you how good the team is. He's got talent around him. So I don't know. I mean, they picked off Lake Travis. They picked off the Lake Travis quarterback 3 times. Mm-hmm. So, hey, North Shore, you take care of the ball, brother. That's all I'm saying. Y'all better take care of the ball.
Yeah, but see, y'all haven't seen North Shore play like I have because I've been watching North Shore all week. All year.
We're not saying just because we locals that this is going to be a blowout. Yeah. North Shore posted a 49-21 victory over Atascocita. Look, Caleb Bailey, he rushed for 261 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's right.
He only got the ball 10 times. He ran for 261 yards, and he only got the ball 10 yards. Jamal, what's that math? Is that 26.1?
Yeah.
Come on, brother. Mm-hmm. If you told me, I wouldn't even believe that someone – that's almost 3 first downs every time I touch the ball. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Just give me the ball. Almost 3 first downs ever carried. Yeah, this is a powerhouse game. I hope everyone outside of us are familiar. 14-0 versus 13-1. I'm looking forward to it. What else you got?
I want y'all. I need y'all to comment on that NBA Cup, man. Them Celtics are looking pretty good, man. Those Celtics are looking pretty good.
As well, they should.
They should with that roster.
What did you have a feeling they were going to fall off? Because I think we all thought that JB was going to come back with attitude after the Olympics, right?
Yeah, we talked about that.
He was going to hurt somebody.
Tatum not winning the Finals MVP.
Yeah.
They got
angry.
They are very angry.
And Coach wants people to put some respect on his name too. And
don't let Porzingis be healthy too. That's a
and they got perhaps the greatest 6th player of all time. Look, Peyton Pritchard.
Oh.
I mean, come on. If you're not familiar, this brother's coming in, dropping 6 3-pointers like every game. I think he's averaging 4 a game.
Yeah.
But I'd be hard pressed to find another 6. I know, and I'm in Manu Ginobili country. But stat for stat. Of course, he needs to do this over a longer period of time to unseat someone like Manu. But I'm just saying, this kid is lighting it up. He'd probably be a starter at any other team.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's coming off the bench.
Everybody over there knows how to do their job. That's what it really all it takes. And
you sound like Belichick. Do your job.
No, but literally, just if everyone does their job, you can have a great team.
Yes.
Coming off the bench, you have 1-2 punch with Tatum and Brown. Horford still giving out great minutes at his age. And then there was somebody else in that started. Drew Holiday too.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about
not to be slept on. Drew Holiday, who he went 12-6, 12-6-7, 12 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. Yeah, so they don't want nobody. He ain't been asked to do a lot, and they got Olympic champion Derek White on that team, who also dropped 7 3-pointers last night.
Yeah.
So he ain't no slouch. That's 23 right there, because he's trying to remind people on why he got picked to be on the Olympic team. So they all got something to prove.
Yeah, and I want to know how many teams are still in that NBA Cup.
4, I believe.
I lost track.
Final four.
We're in the Final Four.
Final Four. Okay. Okay.
It should be the Hawks. Trae Young, by the way, killing it. The Knicks Slayer.
Hey,
that's what I'm gonna call him.
Rolling dice. Yeah, rolling dice on the logo. Come
on. It should be the Hawks.
Yep.
Celtics.
Yep.
The Rockets.
The Rockets. And who's that other team on the West? I keep forgetting.
The Thunder.
No, it's the Thunder.
Thunder. Yeah, because the Thunder beat
the Mavericks. Yeah.
They beat Golden State.
That's
and there's a little bit of controversy there. But SGA, man, everyone's got a nemesis, right? SGA is the nemesis to Stephen Curry.
You think so?
Steph can't handle SGA. No one can handle
Hey,
SGA, but
hey, I want to ask y'all. I want to ask y'all prediction on the Heisman Saturday.
ooh.
So
I'm gonna listen to y'all. Then I'm gonna give y'all my pick.
Okay, Jamal,
okay.
who you got?
So I watched the college football awards last night.
Yeah, me too.
Travis Hunter won the Walter Camp, which is the Player of the Year, and then Genty won the Maxwell, which is the most outstanding Player of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah.
my prediction was Travis is gonna rack up all the awards. Genty is gonna get the Maxwell, and Travis is gonna win the Heisman. That's what I think is gonna happen.
The Heisman is going to Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Just because you have you're the leading rusher doesn't always guarantee
Yeah.
the Heisman. We could find just about anybody else to do that.
Yeah.
And not to mention, teams always needed to know where Travis was on both sides of the
ball.
field.
Yeah.
And when we say the best player
Thank you.
in college football, that's where ain't nobody talking about Ashton. Look, I know we all are kind of curious if he was going to break Barry Sanders' record with playing the 20 games that he's going to get when Barry only played 12. But no, everybody knows how hard it was. No one has ever won the best defensive player and offensive player.
Yeah.
And
That's
Travis
right.
did that.
That's right.
So we're talking never been done before.
I saw something. It was like Travis Hunter is making history while Genty is chasing history.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Okay, Mr. Oklahoma, who do you have then?
I'm gonna give my pick. I got to say
Justin Arnold.
Travis, man, but you know Travis Hunter, man, he had that shoulder injury, so I hope that don't affect him a little bit in the like going to the polls,
Oh,
But I picked Travis Hunter.
so there was one other little thing I kind of wanted people to kind of understand. When you're the Bednarik Award winner, and that's presented annually to the Defensive Player of the Year in college football, Travis Hunter won that. You have the Doak Walker Award for Ashton, as Jamal said, the Biletnikoff Award. That's the recognizes college football's outstanding receiver, regardless of position, because they're slot. And then I just want to go. The Walter Camp Player of the Year is named. It's given to the collegiate. It's given annually to the Collegiate American Football Player of the Year, Travis Hunter. The Walter Camp All-America team, first team wide receiver, Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
First team cornerback, Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is the first player in the history of the Walter Camp Award to be named first team All-America on offense and defense. The Walter Camp All-America team is the nation's oldest college football All-America team.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Genty's a dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
We're talking about best player.
yes.
Not best running back. Not best receiver. Not best corner. Best player.
Mr. Oklahoma, would you agree with me when I say that a running back is depending on his offensive line? And so Ashton is depending on his offensive line more, some downfield blocking. When you're one-on-one on an island as a cornerback, can't nobody help you. When you're one-on-one as a receiver going against a cornerback, can't nobody help you. You still come down with it, and you're still considered the best in both positions. And both of those, you ain't dependent on nobody necessarily. I know it's a team game, but he was put on the island, and he thrived on the island.
Yeah, and I'm kind of shocked that Shakur Sanders wasn't mentioned on none of those, man. I was kind of shocked on that.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, he should definitely be a finalist. His stats are better than Dylan Gabriel.
No one wanted to have both Sanders boys up there. And I know Hunter is a different last name, but I believe that's all that is.
Yeah.
If you tell me any team in America, if they would pick Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur, I guarantee you that they would pick Shedeur.
Yes.
Because you got to spread the ball around. But, okay. Hey, good luck in the playoffs to Dylan. We'll see how that turns out and see where he goes in the draft. That'll tell you all you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, man, that I'm gonna be glued to my women's basketball college. I'm gonna be glued to the bowl game. They got a couple of bowl games on tomorrow, and I'm gonna be glued to my high school game tomorrow.
Dang.
So I'm going to get my beverage, and I'll be at home with my popcorn, guys.
Get the popcorn ready.
Yep.
Hey, man, y'all have a good weekend. I'll talk with y'all later. Thank you.
We appreciate you. And he always come in and he bring the smoke. Man, we didn't even he gets it going, man. There's so many places we got to go that we can't even get to.
Absolutely.
Because to his point, sports that's why people listen to us for 2 hours every Friday.
Yeah.
It can go anywhere.
Anywhere.
So I want to go back to what he said then.
Yeah.
So everyone knows the defending champion South Carolina Gamecocks women are amazing. They didn't lose to some chumps. They lost to UCLA, who is still undefeated, and they are number one in the nation right now.
Yeah.
Like right now. UConn currently is still number 2, but we'll see how that shakes out with the loss. South Carolina is number 3, and then coming up is LSU. Finally, number 5 with Juju Watkins, USC is number 5. So it's exciting.
It is.
You know, I didn't want to go through the top 10, but since we live where we live, right there behind USC, you got Texas at number 6. So I just wanted to mention it. I didn't want to sound like a homer, so that's why I gave everybody else they shine first.
One of the players for South Carolina actually got a dunk in game.
Yes.
I forgot her name.
Yeah, no, I did see it the other day.
On a fast break,
Yeah,
too.
she threw that thing down.
Literally.
I like it, man. You know, that's the exciting part of the game is I can remember where if you were a female and you dunk in the game, you get a technical.
Really?
And I met the young lady who got that. Her name was Michelle Snow. Played for University of Tennessee. Dunked, hung on the rim, got a tech.
Joanna Man style.
Now we're different. We're in a different place right now. She made it to the WNBA.
That's good.
But because that's where I met her when she was already in the WNBA. Man, I love women's college basketball. I already got my ticket for February 9th. And it was rather expensive. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
To see Texas when South Carolina comes to town. But I'm gonna be there, and I hope everyone's healthy. I want to get my money's worth, and it's midweek too, man.
That's going to be packed.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you said February 9th?
February 9th.
See, you're doing that because you already knew they were coming to town.
Yes, I
That's
did.
what me and my dad thought was going to happen with that Big 12 championship.
Right.
But I might have to get tickets to that game too.
It's a Sunday night game.
Sunday night?
Yeah.
I'll still go.
You gonna stay out late on a Sunday night?
Yeah.
What your Monday mornings look like, brother? How you pull that off?
Don't worry about it.
Good. Jamal said I could burn it at both ends of the candle. I can do that. Now we all in my younger days.
Yeah.
In my younger days, I used to sport a shag too. But
Oh my gosh. Please
when I went
find
to
that
school,
photo for me.
it was, brother, new edition.
Yeah.
And if Ralph Tresvant has the shag, brother, you getting the shag.
Okay.
So it was a different time. Those are different days.
I wanted to give a shout out because we were talking about the college football awards.
Yes, sir.
Jade Barron and Kelvin Banks, both at a UT,
Hey.
coming up with some hardware.
Yeah. So I'd like to go that. So the Outland trophy winner went to Kelvin Banks Jr. From right here, Texas.
Is that the best interior lineman one?
Best offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman, okay.
And that's the Outland Trophy winner. So shout out to Kelvin Banks Jr. also from here at UT. Yeah, the awards, man. The awards. Those are that's a great culmination to the year because we always like to say, well, we got the best offensive lineman, we got that. Well, let's just wait until the awards come out so we can get out of all that conjecture can end about, oh, I think we got the best or we got the best. Let's see what the trophies say because the trophies say something different. So that's where I'm just gonna have to.
Yeah.
We just gonna have to wait and see who walks away with all the hardware.
Yeah.
And then that's the truth. Coach of the year.
Coach of the year.
Do you know who it was?
Yeah, the dude from Indiana.
Yes.
Gosh, his name. It's slipping my mind.
Yeah. So he got it, and my fraternity started at IU.
Yeah.
So we always get the bandwagon. Whenever IU does anything, we bandwagon. So as a fraternity, that's who we wanted. and we proud of IU. I mean, and hey, we'll see what happens in the postseason.
Probably into a little bit of an easy schedule, but at the same time,
Yes.
that's Indiana. From turning Indiana into a one-loss team is stellar. Me personally, if I have to give the award to anyone, I probably would have gave it to the coach from Army.
I know.
But he did win. He did win an award. I think it was the one for the coach that had to make the most adjustments or something like that. But
that's
I
fair.
definitely would have gave to the coach from Army. Just
Them brothers can't do anything.
Yeah.
Man, my fraternity brother got to think twice about taking pictures for social media. You know, we throw up signs for my fraternity.
Yeah.
We like to rock that diamond. And you can't even do that kind of stuff. You got to watch what your background looks like. You know, you can't promote the school with your personal endeavors. But we got players that are at other schools that got NIL deals, and they can drive Lamborghinis and Ferraris. So we got to respect what those kids do at the military academy. So if you're wondering why all the hullabaloo is going on about Army, that's why. And they didn't make the playoff. They didn't complain about it. They only got one loss. It's okay. Fair play.
Which we got to get into that later in the show about the teams that made it in the committee and the platform and everything.
I love to.
Yeah.
So we will take you guys' calls because we're coming up on a break here. 512-836-2887. So you're going to call in, right? If you're a long-time listener and first-time caller, we take those too. This is our chance to get to know you. You can give us your name. You can not give us your name. You can stutter. You can not stutter. You can forget our names. That's Jamal January.
Yep.
Let me look. I'm looking in the parking lot right now. Okay, don't look like your family's there. They're not too mad. I thought they found the humor in it. That's what I'm hoping. So I ain't got to run to my car. I'm Douglas Paul Washington II, broadcasting live from Austin, Texas.
Absolutely.
Jamal, what's your favorite city in all of Texas?
All of Texas?
Yeah.
Austin. I love my city too much.
Because you said you got roots. You told me off air. You got roots, like your mom's side is from Houston?
Mom's side is Houston. Dad's side is Austin.
And do you spend any time in Dallas?
Yeah, for every now and then. Usually I would go if there is an event.
Okay. No, that's fair.
Because what it used to be like was, so my little sister played volleyball, club volleyball.
Hey.
So always.
How tall is she?
She's not tall at all. She's like 5'4", maybe.
Oh, she a setter, right?
A setter, yeah.
Yep.
Setter.
Point guard.
So it would always be, I would always, in April, around my birthday, around the 17th, I would have a track meet in Houston.
Yeah.
At St. John's.
Yeah.
High school. And then my little sister will always have that Lone Star Classic. I think that's what it was called in Dallas.
Oh.
So it would always be, my dad would come to my event. My mom would go to my little sister's. And literally right after we're done in Houston, we would drive to Dallas.
Yo.
To watch my little
Check
sister.
y'all out.
Yeah.
Family. In the family wagon. Y'all got the wood panel station wagon too.
Yeah.
Is that what y'all drove?
No.
In my mind, that's what y'all drove. Because that's an amazing familial dynamic that your parents would even do that.
Yeah.
Man, I know some parents. You know, I coach you sports. I got parents that complain because we got a game 10 minutes from their house, but it's at 8 a.m. Man, come on, man. You need to have some perspective in life.
Yeah.
All right. We got to get to this break. Jamal January, I'm Douglas Paul Washington II. You're listening. West Street Mob felt good. Let's dance, make your body move. That's
B-boy.
That was a good song. That was a good song. It gave me memories. I had to let the young buck know back in the 80s in New York, cardboard used to come out and be laid on the concrete. And your shoes weren't tied, but as long as there was a ghetto blaster, a boom box, wherever you from, whatever you call it, and when the tunes came out, your skills had to also. Or what you're supposed to do is slink to the back of the crowd. Because if you up front, especially if somebody call you out, man, you got you need if you don't have double digit moves, you're hurting. If you can't get to about 30 seconds into the song worth of dancing, they gonna laugh you off the block, whether they could dance or not.
Yeah.
So situational awareness, don't be on the front.
Yeah, were you pop locking, spinning on your head? Like
So yeah, I did the athletic stuff.
Yeah.
I did a spin on the head, spin on the knee.
How could you spin on your head?
And there's a spin. I used to spin on my palm. You throw a sock, or depending on how baggy your shirt is, you can pull your sleeve down over, and you just throw your elbow into your midsection.
Yeah.
Balance on that point in a circle.
How do you spin on your head?
You spin on your back. Oh no, the head spin is not hard at all.
Really?
No, it's all about kicking your feet.
Oh, okay.
What you need to do is make sure that you have had enough practice at that, because keeping your body erect in one pattern, that's the hardest part. Because if you flail, it ruins the whole dynamic. The aesthetic is gone. So yeah, you gotta have a strong neck for that. Like I hope you've been practicing that. That ain't for the weak. And some people, they wore Scully caps just for that.
Yeah.
You pull out the Scully, you throw that in while you're dancing, and then you can do your spin. Because that also, some of us might have had some product in our hair, maybe a lot of grease.
Yeah.
And there might be a lot of stuff going on there. So you throw on a Scully so you can spin, and then the cardboard still is intact.
By the way, listeners, don't try this at home.
No. Especially at this. I tried to spin on my palm the other day. I couldn't even find the balance point.
Yeah.
That's how long removed I am for that. And it wasn't my best moment. I did it in front of the kids. I was trying to show them. Couldn't find it. And the way my wife disapprovingly looked at me, she's like, brother, just get up. You ain't got it no more. Speaking of currently having it, there are 12 teams in the playoff.
Absolutely.
The CFP bracket is out. I want to start with the very first one, because the first round starts December 20th through 21st. Clemson, number 12, against number 5, Texas. That's a home game for Texas because they're the highest seed. The starting quarterback for Clemson is
Cade Klubnik.
And he is from right here in Texas, for those who don't know.
Yep.
Right here in Austin, for those who don't know. Right here at Westlake, for those who don't know. We just mentioned how that program, that powerhouse, is doing currently, because Cade's been gone.
Yeah.
But they've been rolling on, the Chaparrals. I go there. Great wrestling program, by the way, too. Their wrestling room is about the best in this area.
Really?
So I'm just kind of curious. Do you think that boy gonna show out for his peeps? Is there a little extra juice in you when you back home? Your mama's cooking.
I think he's gonna try.
Oh, wait a minute.
I think he's gonna. No. You asked me if he's gonna show out.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna try and show out. Now, Texas's defense is
Yes, sir.
Especially the DB squad
Yes,
is
sir.
top notch.
Yes, sir.
You know, especially the fact that one of those guys used to play with Klubnik at Clemson, Andrew. I can't pronounce his last name, but he wears number 4. I'll
Okay.
just say that, okay? But yeah, so he might be like, hey, I know how this dude plays.
Oh.
I know how he sits back in the
The
pocket.
scouting report
I know how
is
to read his
in.
eyes. Yeah, the scouting report is in. And this got to be a bounce back game for UT, especially after that SEC championship game.
Yeah.
So
This will hurt. This will hurt to be one and done and lose to a lower ranked team and a home game and to a kid that's from right down the block.
yeah,
And you ain't trying to hear that.
I'm not trying to hear
He
that.
gonna do the A-Town stomp. He gonna do that at the center of the field if he get that win.
Yeah.
And his team will probably carry him off. And we don't want to see that.
Yeah.
You can't have someone celebrating on your field. All right. Arizona State has a bye because they're the 4 seed.
Yeah,
that
they
hurts a
wanna
little
be-
bit, doesn't it?
It does, because then like we get into the point: did the most deserving teams got in,
Yes.
but did the best teams get in and get in at their spots? You know, there's always going to be that question, which I think the committee is going to look at it next year and probably get rid of that.
Yes.
If you win your conference championship, you get the bye.
Yes.
you know?
Because
So,
ain't nobody thinking that Arizona State is a powerhouse and deserves a bye.
no.
They gotta prove it. And I don't mean to slander them Sun Devils.
Yeah.
They did what they did.
They did.
But if you ask me, I would have, at a minimum, placed Clemson higher for winning the ACC because they knocked out SMU. Whatever happened there, I would have gone with Texas easily. Not saying that because I'm a local. I would have put Ohio State higher
Yeah.
than Arizona State. But I guess how we gotta see that. So number 9, Tennessee, going up against Ohio State. What's your take on that? Can this help Ryan Day if he goes ahead and gets this win?
I mean, it can help him. It just sucks for Ryan Day because, like, you still make the playoffs, but fans are not satisfied because you lost to Michigan. You lost to Ohio, you know? But I'm going to say this. Ohio State can win this game if Will Howard plays good.
Oh.
Otherwise, Tennessee's going to have a heyday.
Yep.
At Tennessee, at Ohio State, too. So.
Yeah. Okay. Oregon has the bye. Dylan Gabriel.
They well deserved.
Number one.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll let them have it. I mean, were you impressed with their what impressed you with their season? Like, was there do you have a win? Are you respecting the conference? What makes you feel comfortable about them being the number one seed?
It's the whole fact they came into I guess I can fairly say this. The Pac-12 is considered a little bit weaker than the Big Ten. The fact that they came into a new conference, you know, with a new quarterback.
Yes.
And giving people the blues. Now, there were a couple of games that they kept close. You know, Boise State, Idaho. That one game was close, too.
Yes, sir. They just struggle with those Idaho teams. Okay, so they beat Ohio State 32-31. Do we go back and then give them that? Does that make you feel a little bit better about the strength? Because I'm looking down, and aside from number 20 Illinois,
their strength of schedule not
I
like that.
can't say that there's something out. Okay, wait, hold on. That's also if you respect Penn State.
Yeah.
Because they beat number 3 Penn State to end the season.
I don't know, man. No one really looked dominant this year in college football, in my opinion. Even though Oregon is undefeated, they just didn't really look all that dominant.
Well, they struggled at Wisconsin, and they got out of there with a 16-13 win. Wisconsin's not ranked.
Yeah.
For those who don't know. Okay, how about their win versus Boise State, winning by 3, and that was the only loss that Boise State had. Do we even want to see this again? Those two play again? Like, nobody's excited about that. Oregon's not a national draw. We like their uniforms.
Yeah.
We like the blue turf over at Boise, but I don't even want to see that again.
Nobody.
All right. So when we get to the next one, SMU versus Penn State. Now, I already threw some shade.
Yeah.
So I already said that the ACC wasn't looking that good. SMU, I don't even know. I still don't understand how Clemson beat them. And then, of course, I'm not showing a lot of respect for Penn State.
Yeah.
So SMU is the 11th seed. Penn State is the 6th seed.
Yeah.
Do you feel any kind of way about either one?
Well, I'm super happy that SMU made the playoff. I'm going to say that. But
by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with Penn State on this just because they're going to Penn State. That stadium is insane. And this is a playoff game. That stadium is going to be top notch to play in. It's really probably difficult to play in. And it's going to be cold too, you know? So
I'm a little curious if we can go back to SMU.
Yeah.
They have 2 losses. They lost to BYU.
Yeah.
That's unranked BYU, 18-15.
Yep.
So you couldn't even score against them boys. Number 22 Louisville, does that do anything to you? A win? They only beat them by a touchdown.
Yeah.
Number 18 Pitt, does that sway? Exactly. And then lastly, just gonna offer up. Remember Malik Murphy? That name sound familiar?
He's back in the transfer portal, by the way. Just throwing that out there, yeah.
Well, he was at Duke as the starting quarterback, and SMU beat them by 1, 28-27.
Yeah.
Struggle bus. So, and then they lost to Clemson, 34-31.
Great game, by the way, but
no. So why have them in the playoff? What they needed to do to get in was win the ACC.
Yeah.
And they didn't. So why are they in?
Based off their record, because, Nick Saban made a good point Why are we making strength of schedule of things if the best teams still don't even get in? You know. So like, yeah, they had a better record. You know, because at the end of the day, the objective is to not lose games. So, I mean, the record speaks for itself, in my opinion. But
we're looking for the best teams in college football, but you lost to a team that's not even ranked.
Crazy.
The loss against BYU also was a home game, so you let BYU travel and take that win. Okay, that's just where we have to. I think we have to go back and look at the schedule to feel a little bit better about some of these teams.
Yeah,
in my opinion, I think that's an ugly loss. Is that the end of the world? Well, I mean, you made BYU's year, but that's a really bad loss. And so when I start to look at some other teams, I would say to myself, yeah, in that case, I would take them out. But okay, I let that one go away because technically, wouldn't they have the same record as Colorado?
I think they do.
And well, of course, the extra game for the ACC title game. But I mean, Colorado is a national team. I mean, national eyes on it. So I just feel like that would have been the place to go. All right. Boise State has the bye. For those who don't know, Boise State up there in Idaho, they play on the blue turf. They have Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty is the guy that we all presume might win the Heisman. So we're going to have to see what goes on, how good Boise State actually is. We got a call.
You're gonna like this call.
Hey, we got to do this live. We got to do it live. Thanks for calling in.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Yo, hey, not just a guy. This is Mr. Texas right here. Texas Travis. Hey, I like how that sounds. Texas Travis. I don't know. Travis, did you ever have any nicknames? Especially like you played some football. What were you known by? Anything?
I've got a high school nickname. My high school nickname is Trebo.
Oh, that's legit. I like that. Wow.
Yeah, back in the late '80s, everybody either put Bo on the back of your name or they put Dog or something. And so I was
Trebo. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Travis, you sound like you're moving and grooving. Thanks for tuning in. What's on your mind?
I am. Yeah, so I was listening to you guys talk about the college football playoff. So I wanted to chime in real quick. You were talking about SMU, and so I want to straighten you out, Douglas. So that loss to BYU, that was the first game of the season. That BYU team went on to win the next 9 games. So
I see what you're saying.
You can say it's an unranked BYU team, but when they lost to them, it was early, and then that BYU team climbed all the way up to like number 9 in the country, I think. So they stumbled at the end of the season, but you can't just look at everything at the end of the season and just place a value on it there, right? So
okay, so you're an SMU Mustangs fan. I struggle with them. Oh, wait, you were gonna say something else?
Yeah. So when you're comparing SMU, right? The only other comparison is Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you're saying SMU's out, who are you going to put in? You're going to put Alabama in.
Yeah.
Alabama lost 35-3 to OU 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That is not a playoff team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the committee had no choice. Alabama played their way out of the playoff. SMU's in. That's pretty simple.
Now, to your point, when I look at the remaining teams that didn't make it, and I struggle. Miami.
They blew it.
They blew it. Exactly.
They blew
sort of. Well, that's the same way I felt about SMU. When I look at Ole Miss, They blew it.
They
had a great opportunity. It was right there for them.
Yeah.
South Carolina,
That
though.
is one of the hottest teams, and I wish they would have gotten in.
Because I wanted
so
to
bad.
see, like, did they figure it out at the end?
They did.
And that's one of the ones, the up and comers. For those who don't know, they're 9-3 to finish the season. Play in the SEC. They had some amazing games throughout the season. Again, if I had to choose between them and Alabama, me personally, I might have been interested. I know Alabama makes a lot of money. Then we got Clemson. Clemson had to win the ACC to get in. They did that. BYU, to your point, Travis, they were ranked 17th, and they were only 10-2. Which is to Travis's point. Iowa State, we already talked about them a little earlier. And then you start getting into just teams that nobody's really interested in before you get to Colorado. Mm-hmm. So you got Missouri, you got Illinois, which we mentioned them, but they're just not that draw. Syracuse and the ACC, they went 9-3. Yeah. And then there's Army, and then Colorado would be there. UNLV came right behind Colorado, and then Memphis. So, Travis, did I sway you with any of those other names? Would any of those kind of drawn your attention?
No.
I know. It's tough.
Yeah. No. Look, South Carolina is an interesting argument, but by the rankings, and then I think if you really look at them in their conference, I think most people would rank them sixth best in their conference. The sixth best team in the SEC is not getting into the college football playoff.
Yeah.
They literally finished sixth in their conference. Mm-hmm. Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, then South Carolina. Although they had the same record as A&M.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, Ole Miss. See, that's the thing is Ole Miss, A&M, and South Carolina look a lot alike.
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
But they're clearly not in the top 4 or 5 of the conference.
Can I even add that I think LSU looks like them? Looks like A&M, South Carolina.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Because one of those losses that South Carolina had was to LSU, and that was 36-33. I hate to say this, but I do say it. It's a good loss, and also was a great game. If y'all remember, that was the third game of the season. So we had a good one with that one.
Travis, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How was it being at that SEC championship game?
It was a lot of fun. It was a good trip overall. We flew in the morning of the game, just from a timing standpoint. Had a good time hanging out beforehand. It was a good crowd. There was obviously a heavy Georgia crowd.
Yes.
A lot of Texas fans sold their tickets. So it was, look, I don't blame them. If you look at, especially the way you look at the path, right? And this is what everybody thought was going to happen. Mm-hmm. If Texas wins their opening round game, they play the Peach Bowl back in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Then if you win, you go to Dallas and play in the Cotton Bowl. And then if you win, you go to the national championship game, which is in Atlanta.
Wow.
So how many times are you going to go to Atlanta in 1 month?
Well, I heard the wings are really good there. You'll leave a bubble for it. Yeah, no, Travis, it's an amazing event. I'm glad that you took the trip. I'm just kind of curious. What was the tailgates? What were the Georgia fans like? Were they insufferable? I met some when they came to town here to play, and they were. Except for one boy who kept throwing horns down. They were pretty respectful, happy to be here, excited for the game, weren't crazy. But seeing them in their environment, 70 miles away from Athens, how were they then? Did you want to punch somebody?
No. Before the game, everyone was really cordial. Everyone was just talking about the game. I think most Georgia fans knew they were in for a dogfight. Texas was favored in the game. It seems like the pundits and Vegas has been favoring Texas all year. And so they're a little bitter about that some, but they're also nervous. They know that Texas has the ability. I mean, look, Texas played another subpar game and takes them to overtime. So it's really that type of a matchup where it's really even. After the game, it was an afternoon game, a lot of drinking during the day. There was a little bit more chest puffery, if you will, going on.
Yeah.
But overall, no, it was a good experience.
Mm-hmm. That's good to hear. Okay, I got one more question.
Yeah.
That hit that Gunner took.
Oh.
How was that, like, seeing that in person? Like, with everyone in the crowd was like, what, targeting this, that?
It was a huge hit.
Mm-hmm.
I was next to a Georgia fan, and we spent the next 3 minutes talking about the targeting rule, and we watched the replay, and he looked at me and he goes, "That's not targeting."
Yeah.
And I'm like, it doesn't look like targeting to me either, man. But you never know how these replay refs are going to call it. But in the end, they made the right call, I think, and it was a bang bang play. It looked really violent, for sure. When I saw it, you could see him coming downhill, and so it was a heck of a hit for sure.
Helmet came off and everything.
Trey Bo, I wanna ask you three things before we got out. As you know, that 25 minutes is coming up.
Yep.
Burnt Orange Nation said that there were three things we learned after this number 5 Georgia 22-19 win over number 2 Texas. And I'd like to get to take us up to that break. I'd like to get your point on all three. I'll say them and then I know you got to remember them all. So the first one was Texas can't afford to leave points on the board. What say you about that?
Correct. Yes. This offense has got to be more efficient in the red zone. There's something about, the last couple of weeks they had run the ball a lot better. Whatever Georgia's doing on the defensive line, you got to give Kirby Smart a lot of credit. Mm-hmm. They are disrupting, not only putting pressure on Quinn, another 6 sacks, so 13 sacks in 2 games, but they are disrupting the running game as well. Texas cannot afford to leave points on the board, on the field. That's right.
The number 2 one was the defense can carry Texas to a championship.
Yes, they can. Even in this game, Quinn missed a fade pattern on the next to the last series that should have been a touchdown. Quinn is not. We've talked about this several times over the last few weeks since the injury. He's not as sharp as he was for stretches during last season and early this season. He needs to get that sharpness back. But that this defense is going to keep them in every game, and they do force it. I mean, heck, I thought we might get a scoop and score at the end of the first half, and then. That interception towards the end of the game, that could have easily gone all the way back with one more block.
Yes, I saw that block or missed block. Oh,
yeah.
Yep. And then here's the final one. The special teams have to be better.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Wow.
Bert Auburn's been a little disappointing kicking. Anything over 35 or 40 yards is pretty shaky. The punting game is, I think we're averaging like 41 a punt, which is not good anymore. I mean, teams are averaging like 46 yards a punt. Outside of Will Stone's kickoffs going through the end zone, they definitely need to get better in the special teams.
Yeah. Travis Kent, everyone. He is also a host of this program. He's out and about, but I appreciate that you tuned in.
Thank you so much.
Man, he could be listening to anything, and he said, let me see what my boys are doing. Mm-hmm. So we appreciate you're a real one, TK. That's for sure.
All right, guys. I appreciate you taking my call. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, man. Safe travels.
Thanks.
How about that? Our guy said, I bet he's a music guy. I bet on this, he's coming back from Dallas. I bet he would love to eat up that road. And I'm gonna think he'd have some NWA pushing him down the road so he can eat that asphalt up. But no, thanks for listening in, Travis. We miss you, man. But he called in. We got a chance to get him for the end of the show. So we're gonna go to a quick little time out here. Don't forget, you still can call in, be a part of the show. 512-836-2887. You listen to the back up in this. Listen, this studio is the hottest studio in all of Austin. I just want to say that we have our station manager pops in just to give love, just to see what's popping. Look. Other shows, clearly I'm not at other stations because I'm spending my time here, but I guarantee you that the talent doesn't get to see the station manager just to check in and be like, yo, what's up? And rocking a varsity Letterman jacket too. Yeah. Reno. And he got the coolest name of any station. Reno. Next time, see, I'm happily married now. I'm deep in the game. But if for some reason I need an alter ego, I'm using your name, brother.
Reno, we got 2 more mics right there.
Reno.
You take a seat.
It sounds like, you know what? I don't have to make fun of J Squared anymore because when a dude walks in and, my name is Reno. Yeah. Who gonna take you seriously? Show up to a job interview and say your name Reno. But he sound like he's the next uncle in the recasting of Napoleon Dynamite.
I thought you were gonna say
Uncle Reno.
Wow.
And then lastly, if you got a friend and his name is Reno, and then he asks you to borrow money, tell me you think you getting that money back. It just sounds like a dude that drive a busted up Honda from 1974 that has smoke coming out and a coat hanger for the antenna.
Money's going on a parlay. The money's going on a 7-leg parlay. You might get it back. If I hit, I'm still not paying you.
That's what it sounds. Hey, Reno, have you ever been to Reno?
I have not, and I do want to go because I feel like that's the only place where I'll be able to get keychains and other merchandise that has my name on it.
So I went to a bunch of salsa conventions out there. I also used to go up there. Great snowboarding. I don't know if you snowboard, but Lake Tahoe is right around the corner. And I know you've heard of Lake Tahoe.
Oh, yeah. Every time I've asked about Reno, everybody's like, drive through Reno, but stay in Tahoe.
Yeah. Hey, let me see. That's exactly what I did. Yes, I did. So yeah, you would love it, man. How about a KZI road trip? Let's get it popping. Let's do it. This is the time of year to go anyway, because it's gonna be snow in the mountain, and I can go do that. I'm gonna disappear on y'all. Let me just let y'all know right now.
Say, for some reason you think I want to deal with you more than 3 times a week. That's crazy. That's wild.
You won't have to. You're gonna be like, I know we came here with the brother, but we can't find the brother. Yeah. I'm gonna be out in them slopes. It's nice out there. Reno, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Actually, when you said it was a hot studio, I came over here to turn this like little fan on for y'all. Get some air circulating in here because it does get hot.
He is doing for the talent. He ain't just whipping at us and smacking us on the back. He cares about us.
He does.
Reno, we was coming up on our next topic. So do you mind being part of this?
Sure. What's going on?
Brother, I need to have your little input here. Last night, there's a gentleman. His name is Devondre Campbell.
Yep. Oh, he didn't want to play.
He quit on his team. Now, he said he didn't want to play in the third quarter. He's probably going to get cut soon. I want you to give me 2 sides. You're his friend on the team. What do you say for Devondre if you're his friend on the team?
I would say I actually went and I researched Devondre, and he's actually also known for the work he does in the community and for being a teammate. So I do believe there's something deeper to that situation than it's seen on it. Like, if you actually go and you look him up, he's like been up for like the community awards. He's always in the community. Like, he's a super positive influence. On the other side, it's still like, you're my teammate. We supposed to be going to war together. And especially if somebody gets injured and this next man up, and this game is like, I think the probability if they won that game, they had 11% chance to go into the playoffs. They lose that game, they have a 0.1% chance. They lose the starting linebacker, the backup linebacker doesn't want to go in. So then you're like, essentially you're piecing together a defense that already isn't playing all that great. And of course they lose that game where, Both teams played like the Texas offense against Georgia, and
Travis, you heard that one?
Yeah, Travis almost swerved. He's like, hey, hold on. Travis ain't calling in this Trey Bowl right now, and I got problems with Reno.
Actually, I'll take that back. Both defenses played like Texas. Like that Texas defense is good. I will say that.
Yeah.
Actually, correction. But
then Reno, how about this then? I don't think I'm taking up for him, but it was a sloppy game, very slippery. Maybe you're coming back from a little something, and you thinking about long-term effects. Would that factor in to how you felt about Devondre quitting on the team? You ain't trying to get hurt, man.
I think, I honestly, like, maybe that factored in, but it's also an aspect of you're also blessed to be in a position that you are and paid the way that you are, especially in today's economy, to be able to do something that you love. I understand you don't have your starting spot anymore, and that may have been an issue, but I think I'm trying to think of his name, but I think it was the cornerback who was doing the interview. He's like, "Oh yeah, don't dress then." He was like, "Don't dress." He was like, "Don't come out there and stand on the sideline with us if you're just gonna like back out and not play." Which that's why I'm like, there has to be a deeper aspect. I don't think this is AB running off the field and tossing all this stuff into the stands a few years ago.
So then let me give you this. So those who don't know, Reno kind of mentioned a little bit. Last year in the Super Bowl, Dre Greenlaw is running onto the field, ready to start the Super Bowl for the San Francisco 49ers, and then crumbles to the ground, goes down with an Achilles injury.
They had momentum that time too.
Now he comes back. A very integral game, and y'all gonna put him in, let him start. Y'all gonna take his spot. Oh, I don't want to go in. I don't want to play for y'all. It's all about Dre and Dre being back. I know what he did for y'all last year, but what did I do for y'all this year? Now, when I say it like that, does that sway you in any way, Reno? Because I'm in my feelings that y'all doing this for Dre.
As a Chiefs fan, I can say Dre Greenlaw was a weapon of mass destruction in that game. Like, He was an absolute. It was like I haven't seen nothing like that since. Do y'all remember the game where it was like when Texas was in the Big 12 championship against Nebraska that year, and Sue was on the other side, and it was like
dominant.
And I learned everything about who Sue was that day. I had no idea, but I was like, man, they're actually blocking this man great. He's just taking 3 people with him.
They grow
That's the way
like
I felt about Greenlaw. I had never really like looked into him that much, and like halfway through the game, I'm like, who is this, and why is he so angry? But at the same time, it's like usually you want to work people back in, so maybe he felt that Greenlaw should have been like the rotational piece coming in. And he should have got the start, and like which then of course you do see Greenlaw go back down with injury, which is maybe we should have. But hey, I'm not paid to be an NFL physio, so
overuse and on a slippery field.
Yeah,
but I will say,
is that turf?
No, I think they have grass there, and I don't want to lie because it's Candlestick. No, it's looking like turf as I look closer at it. Yeah, it's looking like turf. I'll get you that.
Yeah.
Okay, so just kind of curious because I looked at him when he came out. And man, he looked amazing. When you're coming back, you're working on a lot of lower body exercises. And I looked at him, and it was like, boom, calves. Like his legs looked great. But now you're on a slippery field. So do we blame the 49ers for getting him hurt? And again, Devondre was like, what was the timing here? Did he get hurt before Devondre didn't want to come back in or not? Because maybe Devondre is like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all got us out here because if you don't have the right cleats for me, if that was our mistake and then I'm still slipping and sliding, maybe I'm trying to live to play another day.
And I mean, the jerseys were soaked and everything like that. So, I mean, it was the conditions. It's just, and this is the other thing about, like, especially like a Greenlaw. These men are literally apex predators.
Yeah.
They're apex athletes. They're in the top form. They're competitors. They're gladiators. They're champions.
Yeah.
So the moment that you can, get back out there and compete, you do it. Like I'm playing basketball, like growing up, and like even academically or in college, whatever you want to say. But like, if my ankle felt good enough for me to run, even though if I felt some pain through it, I was getting back on that court.
I see you. I feel you. I'm older than both of y'all, but yeah, I'm hurting because of that now. Yeah. So Young Bucks, I will say, if you are hurt, man, get right and then come back. Don't play through it. Don't be a superhero. It only comes back to get you later. Okay, so the San Francisco 49ers, they do play on a natural grass at Levi Stadium. It's made up a mixture of Tifway 2, Bermuda grass, and perennial ryegrass. So
look, when as a homeowner, I'm like, ooh, that Bermuda.
I know. That's why it looks so good. That's why it looks so good. But so
where they get that sod from?
Yeah.
Again, a little bit of the golden curse.
Yeah.
They have had a lot of injuries in the 2020 season. They had 5 players that suffered lower body injuries in the same game, including season-ending knee injuries for Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas. We was just talking about the golden curse earlier, you know.
I mean, yeah, that 49ers team has been, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if it's like the curse of like Kaepernick haunting them or something like that. Like, until y'all do right by me, you know, like, or what. But like, you go back like a few years ago when they lost literally every quarterback off the roster, which then gave us probably one of the most anticlimactic NFL games ever when they had to like run the Wildcat essentially the whole game, you know, and then you take this season, you know, McCaffrey, Debo was out for a while, wasn't he?
Brandon Ayuk sucks.
And was hurt too.
Yeah.
I mean, they had somebody get shot before the season.
Ricky Pearsall?
Yeah.
So there is like, I don't know what's going on out there, you know, and then the defensive like front end. Honestly, when you're used to excellence, I'm saying there's something going on in that locker room. You're used to excellence, and now it's like it's not there. Like, even the way the game ended, it ended almost – it felt more like they just went ahead and took the loss as opposed to at least getting that last play off and everything. Last play, like –
horrible.
It just feels like something like – and it could be a number of things. It doesn't have to be strife. It could just be like, you know – they just got to, you know, find their groove again. It could be coaching. It could be chemistry between the players. It could be chemistry between the players and the owners. Or there's no telling. Like, we don't, you know, work in there. But I'm sure there's a towel boy who got all the tea.
It didn't help that this week Deebo Samuel had the comments. That never helps a team. I don't think it helps a team when you go through the media to get your message out. And, oh, by the way, brother, maybe game-winning touchdown hits you in the hands. You're in stride. Yeah. The one game you're supposed to step out because you just said it, Reno. We got CMC is out.
Yeah.
Ayuk is out. Like you need to step up. This is your opportunity. We're not waiting for Jawan Jennings to do it. It's great that what he got 2 touchdowns last week. It's great what he did, but come on, man. This was your opportunity.
An offensive lineman too, like the left tackle was out, or is he back now? Or is he the right tackle?
I think it's the right tackle.
He's one they just re-signed, though.
Yeah, because, wait, that just re-signed?
I think so.
Is it Trent Williams?
Yeah.
Is it Trent Williams? Yeah.
And Trent was hurt, too.
Yeah.
So then you got Purdy with more pressure on than he's ever had.
Exactly. And he had to do it. Yeah. And it was a horrible day. He went 14 to 31. I'll do that math for everybody else. That's less than 50% on your passes. And 31. And he didn't even get 150 yards passing. 142.
Last time I checked the Rams secondary, how are they doing this season?
The Rams secondary?
Yeah, well, I mean,
you seen that best.
Puka lit him up last night. Well, they held Cooper Kupp to 0 catches, so maybe they're doing good.
Fantasy owners are crying right now.
That's the 49ers. I was like, how's the Rams secondary like?
Oh, the Rams. Yeah.
Have they been playing just that well this season for him to have that game, or?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a great moment for the Rams. I lived in Southern California, so if I have to choose between the two, I'm always going to go SoCal over NorCal, as they like to call it. Although there's some great dancing up there in San Francisco. I used to go up there for Latin dancing. But hey, I gotta claim one. The Rams are hot. They're air quotes healthy, and they're scary. Great running back, great receivers, and then you got Matt Stafford. This could have been a thing that they needed to catapult. You got to win the ugly games.
Yeah.
And I think now they're believing. So to that same point, gentlemen, is this the end of the Niners? We're gonna shut it down for the season, right?
It's
Don't get nobody hurt, and
it's coming to.
Because you don't want to get Brock Purdy hurt. But right now, there's really nothing else to play for.
And I think now they also got to see what they have in Brock Purdy outside of like playing in that offense, because that offense was so just dynamic. I mean, C-Mac, Ayuk when he's on, Debo.
Yes.
You had Trent out there. You had Kittle, like
George Kittle. Yeah,
like that's a lot of weapons. So if you decide to blow it up, you also have to see what you have in your quarterback, because
this offseason he's supposed to get paid. But that game does not make you want to pay him.
Yeah. He might end up in a Daniel Jones situation, although I think he's a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's a good point, because this is potentially a record-breaking contract that Brock Purdy's going to get. But last night, he did not look like that. He did not look, it's a wet ball.
Yeah.
It's a rainy game. But this is kind of when you're supposed to lift and elevate. Look at what Joe Burrow is doing out there. Now, he does have Jamar Chase. But in any other place, you got Deebo Samuel, and that ain't no slouch. So, if anything, I would throw to Deebo. He needs 15 to 20 targets, and then let's see how it goes. But he didn't even get 15 catches last night. He only had 14 of his balls caught. I want to put it out there. As I have said before, you don't take the record-breaking contract if you're Brock Purdy. You try to keep this talent around you. You hide yourself. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen to CMC, so they may have to restructure that one and go get somebody else. Jordan Mason will come back. You've got some great running backs. I know they're all hurt right now. And then you still got Ayuk. We just learned something that Juwan Jennings is about to break through. You got Debo. Man, you just want to keep this team together.
Another running back, too, don't they? They got a rookie who's been kind of...
Garindo, he played last night. But even he was a game-time decision up until earlier in the day because he hurt his foot last game. Yeah. And then Patrick Taylor Jr., which is the 5th running back, he looked good when he came in mop-up duty last week. So it's a great team, great coach. Don't price yourself out. Yeah. But I want to know y'all's take on that, because that's easy for me to say. It ain't my money. Y'all taking the record-breaking contract? What the market says he's got to get paid.
Yeah.
Are y'all taking that money?
I mean, you look at it, everyone's getting injured and everything. People are unhappy in that locker room. Go ahead and get the bag.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's because you a track guy and y'all individuals anyway.
Hey, let's get paid for the headache.
Really.
I think.
Did you ever run on a relay team in college?
Yeah.
How many times?
Every meet.
Numerous? Oh,
Numerous.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that ruins my whole track joke.
I bet
you ain't never been part of no team. All right, that ruins it. Okay, Reno, I turn to you. We know he gonna take the money. Are you taking the money? The record-breaking contract.
I think the path towards it I would take, even though it's two players of vastly different. I don't know if pedigree is the term I want to use, but like what they've shown they can do without the same things around them. You look at Mahomes' contract, right?
Yeah.
Back when he signed it, it was like, oh my God, it's astronomical. And now it's like, he's the 16th or 15th highest paid quarterback now. So now the contract looks amazing. And he's been able to keep talent around him. And I mean, ever since he's been a starter, he's been competing with a rotating carousel of players around him, from the Tyreek days to the original days where Kareem Hunt was there to, Kelsey coming in and getting it at, developing the way he did to, Juju came in, and now Juju even has having games against, even like this season where it may not be all the way clicking, but also at the same time, they also have money to spend on the defense and everything that too. Yeah. So that you want to talk about winning ugly. As a Chief, my blood pressure averages about 170 over 130 every single Sunday, because the Chiefs games are just. I wish we would blow somebody up, but at the same time, they built that whole team up, and I think everybody understands. It's like, even every time they'll say, "Hey, go get paid." Remember, Tyreek wanted to be paid. It was like, "Hey, we're gonna let you go get paid. We're gonna get us some picks and everything like that for you, and reset the team and continue restructuring and going forward." I think for Purdy, he needs that supporting cast, in my own personal opinion. Purdy is not somebody who's going to beat you on their own. He's not like a Lamar Jackson or what I can think Jaden Daniels can become, if he gets there.
Or Josh Allen.
He's saying he's a game manager. You hear that?
Purdy is definitely Alex.
I'm in agreement. It's not the strongest arm.
Yeah.
Did we see he underthrew Ricky Pearsall last night? Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Ricky had to come back to the ball. That's one throw, but no, his arm talent. There's a reason. There's a reason he was Mr. Irrelevant. You don't just. He turned out good.
Yeah.
But let's not make him Tom Brady. See, a lot of people want to say because Tom Brady was all the way down there and became the GOAT that perhaps we're heading that way with Purdy. No, let's not confuse it. Tom Brady and what was going on in his head might have been the fastest calculations of anyone of all time. And that, coupled with his innate talent, got him to be the GOAT. Brock Purdy, and you've already you're 5 years in the league. You've already had an elbow issue on your throwing arm. Nah, brother. I think I know people are gonna hate you, but they can hate you while you go get a couple rings. You got a small window with this amount of talent, and I just don't see that window being extended. We don't know. You might have 2 more good years out of CMC. I play a lot of fantasy. I had CMC last year, and I got through it with him being healthy. I could have drafted him this year. I did not. I went with Bijan. But I did draft his backup, Jordan Mason, and that kept me throughout the season. I made the playoffs. So it's the same thing. Next year, does anyone think CMC is going to play all 17 games? No, I don't. And so that's
he's a high usage back.
Thank you.
Extremely high usage. It's been like that since Stanford though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Carolina got the best years out of him. It was a little bit of a waste.
But yeah, Purdy
should have went and got him earlier.
If I had like a spectrum, it would go from like Purdy to James's. I feel like they're like the polar opposites of one another. Like James's, you're either getting like 13 of 30 for 107 yards, or you're getting 25 for 27 for 418 yards, 4 TDs.
Okay.
So Russian touchdown.
Here's what I'm going to tell y'all.
Game speech.
Yeah.
It's about to get blown up. This is what I'm going to tell y'all. I'm putting on my general manager hat right now. If he wants this money, he's got to go. Let him walk. And you go get a Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Or you go get a Jameis Winston too.
Yeah.
As another backup. Because Kyle Shanahan is the quarterback whisperer and a running back whisperer, just like his dad had that run game. You go get one of those guys, or both of those guys. Let Jameis go be the backup to Sam Darnold, because I don't know what they're gonna do with Sam Darnold in Minnesota, because they want to go with JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
So he's got to walk, but he's not getting record breaking, and that gives you another 2-year window. And you've seen Sam Darnold play in the NFC. Oh, by the way, San Francisco plays in the NFC. You guys okay with that?
I
don't let him hold you hostage.
The Raiders letting somebody else get Sam Darnold. They might pick first, but I cannot.
So you think they're going to go get Sam Darnold and draft high?
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I like your thinking.
Because you
there.
can get Sam on like a 1 or 2 year contract, let dude learn behind him and everything.
Wow. Yo, Reno, get out of here, man. We're the station manager. We got it. That's why they hired you, brother. Exactly. I thought I was gonna be the smartest general manager in the room. I like that though. Respect.
I'm just.
I do got a meeting to get to. Hey, this is fun.
You heard him. He said I'm just the sound engineer.
Now I got to cut his mic.
Yeah, cut his mic. Cut his mic. Don't come in here and show up the talent. What did I say? Take it all back. He's the worst station manager in all of Austin. With a name like Reno, I told y'all he wasn't to be trusted. No, hey, thanks for sitting in, Reno. That was off the cuff. He was not expecting to sit in, but hey, he poked his head in. He went to check on us, cut on the fan and whatnot. That fan was not there.
It was not.
Last week.
You got that from your grandma's house? Where you go get it? Oh, he bought it. He bought it. He bought it for us. Appreciate you, Reno. Appreciate you. So before we go, we gotta run through some games here.
Let's do it.
And I'd love to hear like what your take on them is going to be. That was fun though about San Francisco, because I think something's going to have to happen, and that contract is looming. All right, you already told us Chiefs Browns. It doesn't sound like you think Jameis is going to do it.
No,
Bengals Titans.
Bengals.
I'm not even interested in it, by the way.
I'm really not.
I just want to see how Jamar Chase is going to end up this year.
Yeah.
If
what kind of contract he can get
and what yardage because isn't he on pace for like one of the greatest of all time seasons receiving? All right, Commanders Saints.
Commanders.
Yeah, because Carr looks like he might not play, and if we have to go with I can't even remember the guy's name.
Spencer Rattler.
I thought they were going with someone before Rattler, but they're going to do another. I thought they were going to do another one. I don't want to confuse that with over in Vegas. They're going
Aiden O'Connell.
No, because he's hurt. They're going to go with the Ritter, who used to be at Atlanta.
Oh, Desmond Ritter.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Ravens Giants. I ain't interested.
Ravens. Blowout.
Sorry, Travis. Cowboys Panthers. Hey, Bryce Young's been looking better.
Yeah.
He's back.
I'm surprised no Cowboys fans called in trying to talk about that game against the Bengals.
I know. That was tough. What did I say, though? You're going to have to – you got to score.
Yeah.
You got to score and put them away. All right, so this is in Charlotte. So they're going to have that home cooking.
Let's go, Bryce Young.
Okay.
Let's go, Bryce Young.
I like it. Jets, Jaguars.
That's
Yeah, I'm not even interested, man.
We don't even got to talk about that.
Dolphins, Texans. Now, we spend a little time because I know you're a Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
And you rock with them Houston boys.
Where are they playing?
It is in Houston.
In Houston? Jalen Waddle's going to pop off. He's from Houston.
Brother, why didn't we go to that game? We should have gone to that game.
That would have been a great game.
You at a minimum should have gone to that game.
Just crazy, too. Mr. Oklahoma called in and said the Dolphins cut OBJ today.
Yeah.
So
crazy. Somebody got to go get him.
Yeah.
Okay. Colts, I bet the Commanders go pick him up.
Yeah.
Colts, Broncos.
Colts, Broncos?
Yeah. Is Bo Nix going to keep this magical season?
Battle of the Horses?
Yeah. Well done.
I'm gonna go Broncos in this.
And yeah, it's at Mile High, well, at Empower Field at Mile High. It's in Colorado. Bills, Lions. Lord have mercy. Get your popcorn ready, Mr. Oklahoma.
Where's it at?
This is in Detroit, Michigan.
In Detroit.
Yep.
I'm going. Lions.
Go say it. Go say it.
Lions. I'm gonna go Lions.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
If it was in New York, I would have Buffalo. I would have gone.
You would switched it up.
Yeah.
Steelers, Eagles. I hope Jay Hunt's listening when you say Steelers.
Check this out. There's a stat. If I remember correctly, Russell Wilson hasn't lost to the Eagles. And where are they playing at?
This one is in Philly.
In Philly. And I think it was something like the Eagles have not lost to Pittsburgh and Philly and something like that. So it's like one of them is going to like break.
I'm going with the Steelers.
Because really?
Russell Wilson and Coach Tomlin are from where I'm from.
Yeah.
And my fraternity brother is Tomlin. So I got that's swaying me. Because this is hard.
I got Eagles.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I think Saquon's going to
fly. Eagles fly. Let's see what's
popping. Actually, there's some drama going on between
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Steelers.
He swayed. Patriots, Cardinals.
All
right. Buccaneers, Chargers. If the Bucs get the win, both teams will have the same record.
Really?
Tells you how magical this could be.
Let's go Bucs.
It's in Inglewood, always up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
Packers, Seahawks.
Packers.
Okay. And then that Monday night game, Bears, Vikings. Sam Darnold gets another win?
Against Caleb? Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. This has been the Fans View. Thanks for everyone calling in. Trey Bow on the road called in on his way back from D-Town. Appreciate you, Travis, calling in. And J Squared.
Hey.
You did your thing over there today.
Thank you so much. Y'all be safe out there on Friday the 13th. No.
Yeah. Hey,
don't go get a tattoo.
I got a doctor's appointment, too, so I'm going to get some bad news on Friday the 13th. Watch.
Yeah.
He said, hey, man, we got to take that arm off. What? I just came in to check.
Knocking on wood.
Yeah, but hey, thanks again. We'll see y'all next Friday.